Welcome to my channel where OP sneaks into a movie theater to watch a movie and ends up becoming the main character. Our next Reddit post is from You Blurred Reality. I went to a funeral with my best friend. It was very somber, very serious. During the quietest part of the service, his stomach made this insanely loud growling sound. I tried to hold it in, but a snort came out. People turned. My friend gave me the death stare. Later, he told me I embarrassed him and disrespected the family. I didn't mean to laugh. It was just one of those moments you can't control. Am I the butthole? So let's start from the top here because this is just insanity. You're going to a funeral. This is a funeral, which means someone has passed away. This is a very solemn, serious occasion. There's not really supposed to be any laughter. If there's gonna be any laughter at this event, it should be nervous laughter or like, I don't know, maybe if some priest cracks a dad joke, then maybe there would be some laughter. But for the most part, a funeral is a very serious affair. And if your friend is so distraught over the loss that he's crying uncontrollably and making noises like an animal, that's one thing. But our dear old friend here, he's not crying, he's growling like a bear. That is beyond unhinged. Now, I do want to say, to be fair to this guy, sometimes when you're extremely stressed out or extremely sad, you might cry, but you might also get a stomachache from it. That's just how the body works. And I will never understand why we have to breathe through our bellies. Like, who decided that? Who sat down one day and was like, yeah, I think we'll put this hole right here. And we actually ended up making it worse because now we got acid reflux too. So that's what I think happened. He was probably very stressed out. He was probably very sad. He cried so hard it gave him a stomachache. His stomachache grew so bad it started growling and then you started laughing. Now I do need to point out that when you go to a funeral, you are expected to behave yourself. This isn't the time for clownish behavior. If you're going to a funeral, I expect you to cry, maybe shed a few tears for the deceased, maybe hug their family, offer your condolences. But absolutely no laughing. And OP says he tried to hold it in, but a snort came out. Here's the thing. A snort means you were laughing. Even though no sound came out, a snort still means you were laughing. It's kind of like trying to hold back a burp and then just letting one slip out. You may have been trying to hide it, but everyone knows what you're doing. No one's fooled. They all know you were laughing and they're sitting there thinking, oh, that's so disrespectful. Why are you laughing? While you're sitting here trying to pretend like, hey, I wasn't doing anything. Yeah, sure, I had a little burp there, but that happens sometimes, right? Yeah, it's completely natural. No one thinks that. Everyone sees you letting one rip. And to make things worse, your friend literally gave you the death stare. And I know a lot of people hate the death stare, but let's be real here. The only reason why people hate the death stare is because they've only ever received it. They've never given it. Because when you receive the death stare, it's terrifying. You can feel your soul being sucked out of your body. But when you give it, it feels good. Like you're asserting dominance. You're staring someone down. You're giving them that look that says, hey, I see what you did. Don't think I didn't notice? I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. That feels good. Your friend likely felt terrible about his body betraying him in that moment. But when he saw you snort, he wanted to kill you. OP, you went to a funeral. The person that passed away was probably someone very close to your friend, someone he loved very much. And your friend lost his cool right in front of everyone. Everyone saw him lose his cool. And after the funeral, he probably had to explain to the family, oh, sorry, I just got a stomachache. I guess it was a bit embarrassing. So I can see why your friend would be upset. OP, I do not think you meant to be malicious, but you were laughing at a funeral. It doesn't matter if you couldn't control it. You should have known that even a small noise like that could be very offensive at a funeral. But then OP said something that just completely ruins everything. He said, I didn't mean to laugh. It was just one of those moments you can't control. The thing is, OP, you could have controlled it. You had a choice here. When you snort, You could have stopped yourself. You could have clamped your mouth shut, held your breath, relaxed your cheeks, and not snorted. You chose not to. You chose to succumb to the laughter and let it happen. And you could have also stopped yourself from telling people afterwards. You could have just kept your mouth shut and said nothing. You could have just apologized silently. You could have done all of those things, but you chose not to. And instead, you doubled down, and you told them, hey, I didn't mean to laugh. It was just one of those moments you can't control. How dare you imply that your friend's dead grandmother is the reason why you laughed? That's messed up. The way I see it, there was no reason for you to talk about this at all. Even if you weren't laughing, you should just keep your mouth shut. Offer your condolences to the family, let them know you're sorry for their loss and move on. But you went above and beyond. You caused a scene, you laughed, and then you explained why you laughed. And then I assume you thought that was the end of it, but it wasn't. Your friend was furious, and rightfully so. Now, I do want to say this is kind of a gray area because, come on, laughing at a funeral, that's rough. But on the other hand, your friend was making these crazy noises. You tried to hold it in, and you couldn't. And honestly, it sounds like the kind of story where if you told it in a different scenario, it would be funny. Like imagine your friend making these crazy noises during a job interview. Imagine your friend doing this while he's signing a very important document. This is the kind of behavior that needs to be stopped. But unfortunately, you're at a funeral, and there's a difference. I'm gonna have to say you're not the butthole, but you're not the angel either. This whole situation stinks. I need to say, though, laughing at a funeral is rough. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. And I feel like, man, if you're going to a funeral, if you're going to pay your respects to someone that has passed away, just make sure you're on your best behavior. You gotta leave the goofy stuff at home. So I'm curious, in your experience, have you ever accidentally laughed at a funeral? Have you ever attended a funeral and something inappropriate happened? Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that is all for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, and I'll see you in the next video.